Good morning, Courtney. Roll call. Here. 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 Any conflicts of interest? Approval of minutes of the meeting April 10th, April 17th, and April 24th.
I have reviewed the minutes. I'd like to make a motion that we approve. Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor? Ayes have it. Any correspondence? There being none. First item on the agenda, item A, change order number 010 received from the Indiana Department of Transportation for the Indianapolis Boulevard project.
This is a section of sewer line that was discovered to be partially collapsed during the construction project. It was replaced as part of the project. The cost of this change order is $37,740. It qualifies for the 80% federal. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve the change order.
Second. Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Ayes have it. Item B, change orders number 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 received from IDOT for the 169th Street reconstruction project.
This is a series of change orders that are technically almost a wash because there's $28,000 worth of increases, and then there's a credit on the last change order for $45,000. I'd like to make a motion to approve change orders for the 169th Street project.
Second. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item C, anticipated tax summary sheet, State Line Avenue letter of map revision.
This is for some additional mapping required by FEMA in our efforts to remove homes from the floodplain. This will probably be the final one. The not to exceed amount is $65,000, and this is for the homes that are between State Line Avenue and Homan Avenue in the South Hammond area. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve that tax summary. Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Ayes have it. Municipal lease with Motorola received for approval.
Do you guys know much about this? Chris, do you know?
Oh, I'm sorry, number D. All right, here's the situation. The police department has to go to the consolidated 911 dispatch. Our radios are 800 megahertz, which will not work with the consolidated dispatch. The new radios are 700 megahertz, which is the county's bid, and this is the contract that would join us into the county's bid. There's a resolution that will be before the Board of Works. There's a resolution that will be before the council on June the 9th, and I need this agreement approved so I can attach a copy of it to the resolution to the Board of Works, so the council can approve the resolution approving the lease. The reason the council needs to approve it is that it's $500,000 a year for 5 years.
Understood.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the lease agreement with Motorola. Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Ayes have it. Item E, service order form with live stream submitted for approval.
It's in the amount of
It's a very small contract, it's for $3,000.
$3,000.
It's for our Go Hammond TV.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the agreement with live streams.
Second. Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item F, correspondence received from Chief Doty requesting approval of Department General Order 14-05 and disposal authorization.
I'll make a motion that we approve Chief Doty's request.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Ayes have it. Correspondence received from attorney Gary Matthews requesting a continuance of the business license revocation hearing for 2 Gold Dust Inc.
Mr. President, I have no objections to that. He discussed it with me. I believe we're doing it June 12th.
What's a reschedule for June 12th?
I believe that's what his letter said. There's no objection. We're trying to work out a resolution.
Yes, June 12th. Is that a problem?
Yep.
I'd like to make a motion that we reschedule the hearing for June 12th.
Second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item H, hearing on property located at 4828 Oak Avenue.
Morning, members of the board. Councilmember Dean, I represent the respondent. I moved to continue this case on a number of occasions. We had Mr. Taylor go out and prepare a design report and determine if there was anything out of code. I've had an opportunity to meet with Mr. Cook, Mr. Callahan, and others to try to resolve this. Last week, I reached a tentative settlement agreement with Mr. Cook, but he is on vacation, so I'm unable to finalize it today. So I'm moving to continue this matter for a period of another month. I know that you put on your last order that this would be the final continuance last time, but I'm here to show you good cause to continue it again. So I'm asking that you continue it to next month. I'm going to enter.
There's also some issues that perhaps the individual who is named as owner is not the proper owner, which is a matter we're trying to resolve as well.
Any comment, Jim?
How long would you like to go, 30 days?
I believe that by the time of your next board meeting, we'll have all issues resolved. There's only one minor item that Mr. Cook and I didn't reach final resolution on. It's not an insurmountable final issue, but there is a final issue to resolve. I believe that could be resolved as soon as he comes back from vacation.
How about 30 days, because I don't know when he's coming back.
Even when he comes back, he's not always easy to get a hold of.
June 12th is kind of booked.
Yeah.
Can we go, how about June 19th?
Whatever's the board's pleasure.
June 19th.
Thank you.
My motion.
Thank you.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item I, hearing on property located at 1004 Cherry Street.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. President.
Where do I stand?
Go right here at the microphone,
Oh.
state your name.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My name's Tom White. I'm the owner of the building.
All right, we have a single-family home here that has attic bedrooms that do not meet code. Ceiling height's only 6'6", 7 feet is required. Also, there is not enough headroom in the stairwell going up to the attic. 6'8" is required, only measures at 6'6". The hallway going up to the second floor attic measures at 32, 36 inches is required. There is no landing in the stairwell. Notice in the pictures, the stairs run right into the doorway. There are no permits to add bedrooms to this home. County measures it as a one-story home. And again, there's no permits to convert. We're asking for the removal of these attic bedrooms.
Yeah. Can I explain who I am for a minute?
Yes, sir, you can.
Yeah. My name is Tom White. I'm a senior citizen. I have no pension. I'm lucky enough to have a low-paying job in Chicago. In 2007, I started risking my savings investing in tax liens in Northwest Indiana, mostly in Hammond. I have bid in every year since 2007, except 2014. In Hammond, I have had high bid on about 17 properties. This is 17 properties that I have helped get back on the tax rolls. Over half the properties, at least 9, I was the only one bid on these properties. In other words, if I hadn't bid, the properties would still be sitting out there, well, not on the tax roll. I estimate I have saved at least 6 buildings from being demolished, saving taxpayer money. And
Can I interrupt you for one
yes,
minute?
sir.
Can you address 1004 Cherry Street?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I put in a request for a reconnection inspection, and my understanding on this building, I've been told by him and numerous people, they only do, he comes over and says, we have to do an inside inspection. You only do this if the water's been off for a year. He told me the water hasn't been off, and he made a false statement. I knew it hadn't. So then he came back, well, if it's off now, we still have to do it. So this hearing should not have taken place because he didn't follow.
Have you had the water service in your name for longer than a year?
Not in my name, not yet, no.
So, was there someone living in the property?
Pardon me, I just acquired the property. I just acquired the property, and I acquired it. I was the only one that bid on the property. It was delinquent in taxes. I paid all the back taxes and all the penalties. Now, he's claiming the property, he's using a 2008 building code on a building built in 1949, and he's claiming somebody put the bedrooms up there. I have documents here from the city directory going back to 1954. I could show that there were two families, a husband and a wife, living on the property back in 1954. There had to be people, this is 5 years after the property was built, there had to be people up on the second floor back in 19...
Again, let's go back to, to the point on the inspection due to the water being off for longer than a year.
It hasn't been off. It hasn't been off for longer than a year.
Is there a current account where the water bill is being paid at that property?
No, it was shut off in in September, because the man was losing his property on the tax sale. He had the utilities shut off.
Okay.
And I had to have the NIPSCO. I called NIPSCO, and it was just a few months over the 90 days, so I had to have the reconnect inspection. But from what I understand, the inside inspection, that has only been done when the water's been off over a year, and it hasn't.
Correct, sir. So the water was shut off in September of last year?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're aware of that?
That I'm not sure of, but there was a note from the previous inspector on January 3rd of 2013 that said no reconnect and/or water until removal of attic bedrooms.
Now, this man came over, he told me that it looks like the water's off, and I knew it hadn't been. And so, he goes back, and he's there for a while, and then he comes back and he tells me about this. Now, I was over to the water department. You guys have direct connection. They know the water hasn't been off a year. So I think it's possible he may have typed that in there. Now I use the Freedom of Information Act. According to this alleged inspection, they cannot produce one single document about inspection. If there was why was the inspector there? There's no follow-up report. There's no nothing. And if there was an inspector there, did he pass the inspection? Is that why? How could the utilities get on after that date of last year? All the utilities were on, after that date. How did they get turned on if there actually was somebody in there, did an inspection, unless they passed the inspection? They cannot or will not provide any kind of a document to show that, that there actually was an inspection or anything.
You're in luck today, sir. I happen to run the Hammond Water Department.
Pardon me?
I said, you're in luck today because I happen to run the Hammond Water Department.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay?
Yes.
So, Chris, help me out.
Has it been off for over a year?
No. They've got in the documents they provided. I got documents, in the documents he provided, it shows that it hasn't been off. It was turned on in April of last year, and it was shut up in September. And I says, it might take me a few minutes, I think I have the documents.
Is it still on now?
No.
Okay, so it will be off for over a year, and at that point in time, any non-conforming grandfathered uses would expire, because it's been vacant for a year.
Correct. This is...
It hasn't been, what month is this? It hasn't been...
End of May.
No, this was in August. In August, all the utilities were on, and the gas and electric was turned off in August, and the water was turned off in August. So this is less than a year. That would be till August of this year.
Right, but it's not occupied now, is it? Somebody's living there without water?
No, well, it's my house. I can, I lay down occasionally, but it hasn't from September of last year to now. That's less than a year that the water's been off.
But right now, today, June, it hasn't been occupied. And it doesn't look like we're going to get it reoccupied anytime soon, because there is a significant issue about whether those attic apartments are legal or illegal.
Oh.
And it appears that they're illegal. Now, if you want to turn it into a single-family house and live there, then it's probably not going to be an issue.
Oh, in other words, it's okay to have rooms on the second floor if
It's okay to have bedrooms.
bedroom. Yeah, that's what's up there.
But not rental units.
Yeah, I understand. That's what I want. That's the whole point. What I want to have the rooms. He wants me to tear out all the rooms on the second floor, which it is not an apartment. It's a single-family house. Oh, okay.
So there's no issue if it's not a rental, correct? If he's going to live in it, make it a single-family property, there's no issue, correct?
The second floor is still not the code. Those stairs are dangerous. if there were emergency personnel trying to get in that building, it's going to be a tough situation for him. He's got 17 properties, he claims, and this one he's going to live in.
I don't have 17 properties. I don't claim that. I bid on 17 properties. I don't have
You've got
17.
taxing certificates.
Is this gonna be a rental property, so you can live there?
I'm not exactly sure if it is or not. I don't know for
Well,
sure.
so
But
that's the issue. You can't have an unsafe rental. If you
Oh.
wanna live in a house full of snakes and spiders and spikes
Right.
coming out of the wall, that's your business.
Right.
You cannot put a rental. You cannot put somebody else in there for money.
Oh, and going back to two.
No, that's
Oh.
the issue.
Oh,
Is this going to be a rental? Is this gonna be your home? If you want to have an unsafe home that you live in, that's your business.
Oh.
If you want to have an unsafe home that you have somebody pay you money and put little children up there, that's our business.
oh, okay.
Because that is a business then.
Yeah. If I can't use the second floor, you can't have bedrooms on the second floor, I have no choice but to use it as my house, because if you can't, I can't rent that out with just, the amount of money, you're gonna lose money.
Well, we don't
you
care
know.
about money, we care
So
about
I
safety.
have
You
to-
care about money, we
Yeah.
care about safety.
I have to have it as my own house,
Right.
if
If you want to
know.
live in an unsafe
Okay.
house, it's your business and you're right. However, you cannot, for money, put some other person in there and put their life at risk for money.
Okay. And
So, sir, you understand it can't be a rental?
right,
If you're gonna live in it as a
Okay.
single-family home, you're good to go.
oh, okay, so, yeah, that's
As far
the
as
only option I
inspection
have.
goes,
So, yeah,
if the utilities have been off, the water utility's been off
yeah,
for more than a year, the inspectors will have to come through to make sure the hot water heater and the plumbing and also the electrical.
Everything.
Right.
Because after a year,
Hey.
rodents get in, vandals
Right.
get in,
It's-
water gets in.
as of to date, it's been less than a year, because that was last August.
We got that part.
Oh, okay, so it's been less than a year, so, okay, as long as it's for mine, or?
If you're gonna bring it,
Okay, so I can't rent it, I can't
You
rent it, okay.
cannot rent it.
Yeah,
Not in
okay.
its present configuration. If you want to make it safe, then you can rent it.
Oh, okay, so.
Do you own
yeah,
any
I
other
won't rent-
do
I'm
you
not gonna rent
own any other properties in the city of Hammond?
it. Yes, I do.
How many?
This guy, last week, I can't say that in front of him. Last week,
Why can't you say that in front of him?
because he's not honest, he's not honest.
He's the most honest guy I know. How many properties do you own?
Because last week, this guy wrote me up, and he didn't tell the truth. For the grass being tall, the grass was just cut 2 days before, and, it's like I've targeted. I think it's like 4 or 5. I'm fixing up to sell.
Stay on Cherry Street.
1004 Cherry has rooms in the second floor of a one-story home that do not meet code, bottom line.
And they've been that way since.
Proof is there in front of the board, pictures included.
Oh,
Where do
okay.
you live now?
I have a basement apartment in Chicago, and I was trying to get something together in Hammond. And I'm a senior citizen. this is my day off. I come in here on my day off. I'm trying to fix, I was trying to get,
We'd like you to move into Cherry Street, so
oh, okay,
that'd be nice.
okay, so, yeah, I'll have to use that for my residence. Yeah, okay. So I can get my utility, I understand, I can't rent it out, I can use
Well,
it for.
we need some sort of proof that that's going to be his occupant. We need to show that it's deeded over to him and it's his name and he's got.
It is in my name right now.
and
It's
he's
deed,
gotta
I have the
change
deed.
his driver's license
in my name.
over.
Yeah, no, exactly, I mean, I know what's required, and I'm sure
Yeah.
he does. But if that water was turned on illegally in August, that is not considered a turn on.
That's through the water company's records. The water company's records, it was turned,
was-
it was turned on in April and it was turned off in September of last year. That's the water company.
If it was shut off for non-payment, that means nobody was living there, or nobody was taking responsibility for the water bill.
Oh.
It's gonna have to be inspected.
The reason it was turned off, the man was losing his property from the tax sale. August of last year was a one-year deadline for them to pay the taxes or they'd lose the building. That's why they shut off. Why should I pay utilities? I don't have the building anymore. That's why the owner had all his utilities shut off.
What did the water department tell you when you went in to have the water turned back on?
Let's see. I didn't really go over there until first I went downstairs to get the reconnect inspection because the utilities have been off over 90 days, you have to have the reconnect inspection. When he told me it looks like the water had been off over a year, then I went over there and they said it was turned on in April and then it was turned off in September of last year.
Okay, so it was turned on in April and it was shut off in September because of general.
Because he's losing his
Sir,
house.
for your own safety,
Yes, sir.
I'd allow the inspectors in the house just to make sure that,
No, I'm going, yeah, with the reconnect, with the, yeah, I'm familiar with that, with the electrical and the gas.
so you're willing to do that?
Yes, yes. Yes, in fact, that's what, he's blocking from, that's what I put in a request, and they're blocking.
But he's
them-
blocking because if you're gonna use it as a rental,
I won't use it as a rental then, yeah, I won't use it as a
Then we need
rental.
him to sign an affidavit downstairs under the penalties
Okay.
of perjury that he was going to make that his owner-occupied residence. And Matt's got a form downstairs he can fill out.
fair enough?
Okay, so that's my residence. Okay. Yeah, yeah, well, I got no other choice, you know.
So based on you signing the affidavit that it's going to be a single-family home and your residence,
Right, yeah, my name's on the deed and everything, yeah.
motion and second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Thank you, welcome to
Okay.
Hammond.
Thank you.
Item J, hearing on the property located at 6228 Garfield Avenue.
All right, are any parties present for this address? Mr. President, this was a demolition hearing that was set for March the 13th. It was continued at the then owner's request. I was informed that he has since sold it. I want to present pictures to the board showing the condition of the property. It's boarded up. It's got an illegal basement apartment that the previous owner had refused to remove. And I would be asking that the board would enter an order of demolition based on the fact that no repairs have been made and no party has appeared to speak on behalf of the property.
So moved.
Motion
Second.
and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
You want to keep that with this, or you want to keep that with that? Oh,
Correspondence received from attorney Ellen Faulkner requesting a continuance of the notice of violation hearing on property located at 243 Oakwood Street. Item K.
I have no objection to a continuance. There was a conflict in this.
June 26th? That's my motion.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item L, request for termination of agreement with Environ International Corp. and a license agreement with Duval Village submitted for approval.
Mr. President, so HDM can monitor groundwater for leaks, contamination.
Make a motion that we approve the agreement with Duval Village and the termination of Environ.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Rental registration hearing on property located at 1502 Lake Avenue.
Good morning.
Morning, Al.
Mr. President, my information indicates he's registered on time every year up to this one.
Why don't you register on time this year?
I thought I was going to get a notice, and I didn't, or I didn't see one, and that's the reason. I sent a letter to the board explaining, I think, the whole situation.
I read the letter, Mr. Dempsey. It says there are 4 properties that you own in the city. They're not rentals. What is it, a 6-unit on Lake or a 4?
6.
So is that the only rental property you own?
No, I have 4. 2 are taken care of by a property management company, and they took care, that's how I got alerted to the fact that I had missed the deadline, because
So
they,
this is one of the 4?
yes.
So the 2 are already registered. What's the third one? I mean,
2 of the properties, the registration was taken care of.
okay.
The other 2 were not. One's a 1 unit, the other is a 6 unit.
I'll make a motion that we waive the late fee, but you got to register the unit at $80 per unit within 30 days.
I'd be happy to do that.
Second it.
The motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item N, rental registration hearing on property located at 1614 and 1615 Beverly.
All right, Mr. President, for both of these, my records indicate that they were registered on time every year except for this year.
So is this a duplex, ma'am? A duplex?
No, they're single-family homes.
Are they across the street from each other?
Oh, yeah, they are, okay.
Yes.
I got you. So
I
it's-
lived at 14 since 52 and moved in 2000. My husband and I owned 1609 that I have sold. We bought it in 78. It was vacant until after he died, and I improved it. He passed away in 07.
We understand.
1614, I've rented out since 2000. 1615 is rented to a grandson. I've made considerable improvements to all three of these properties. I'm 87 years old. I get forgetful. I had a problem last year physically and did not file my taxes for 12. And I took care of them this year, and everything ganged up on me.
Okay, we understand. I'll make a motion that we waive the penalty, and you have to register the units at $80 per unit within 30 days.
Okay, thank you very much.
A motion?
Second.
And a second, all those in favor? Ayes have it, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Item O, rental registration hearing on property located at 6429 Woodworth Avenue.
Hi.
Hi.
I forgot to pay it.
Okay?
All right, Mr. President, just on this one, I have the owner being a John Grogan.
Yeah.
Okay. It was registered in 2011, not registered in 12, and then not registered for this year.
There was nobody in it in 12 because the people that were in it before, we had to evict them. So now we have a family member living in it.
You charge rent?
Yeah.
So what year are we going for, Chris?
2014. I just given you the history I have on the property.
I'll make a motion that we waive the late fee, and we gotta register the unit at $80.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, thank you.
Thank you.
Item P, rental registration hearing on property located at 7607 Harrison Avenue.
Hi. Hi.
Good morning.
I did not receive notification of it, and I forgot. That's just plain and simple.
Do you own any other properties in the city?
No, that's the only property, and my parents, I inherited it. They bought it in 49 or 50, and it became mine in 92.
Chris, can
Mr. President, I just have that you registered late in 2011, but no problem since then.
I make a motion that we waive the late fee and the $80 fee.
Second.
Thank you very
Motion
much.
and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rental registration hearing on property located at 618 Fayette Street. Catalpa.
Mr. President, for this one, I've had that they've registered every year on time except for this year.
Dice que se me olvidó. Que se me olvidó.
Sorry, Chris, can you repeat that?
Oh, I apologize, Mr. President.
mujer
They have
andaba-
registered
andaba de
previously on time
vacaciones.
every year except this year.
A motion that we waive the late fee and charge the $80 fee within 30 days.
Second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor? Ayes have it, thank you.
Thank you.
Item R, rental registration hearing on property located at 7521 Catalpa Avenue.
Nobody here for Catalpa?
Is anybody here for 7521 Catalpa? Is this one you saw on the stairs?
Oh.
No. Sorry, there was one where we had an injury. All right, Mr. President, based on the failure of anybody to appear on this property, I would ask that the appeal be dismissed.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item S, rental registration hearing on property located at 4507 Pine Avenue. Morning.
Good morning.
Are you David Orduno?
Yes.
Does your brother still live there?
No.
Okay.
Fine.
Because, Mr. President, my note says it's not been registered since 2009. However, in 2007, they had a relative living there and they had an affidavit. So it appears it's been how long has it been a rental?
Oh, ¿cuántos años está rentado?
6 years.
6 years.
Okay, it's been a rental for 6 years and it's not been registered since 2000.
Yeah, because he was told that the two previous renters, they were family
I'm
of
sorry,
ours.
ma'am.
The two previous rentals, they were family of ours, and he was told that if they were families, he didn't need the registration.
There were family members living
Yes,
there?
the first lady was, his sister, and the two other were, a nephew and,
Okay, so was there any rental income being generated from the relatives?
yeah, he has the receipts.
Okay, but for 6 years, the property wasn't registered as...
No, the first renter, he did register. And then after that, he came back again when my aunt came to live there, and they said that because she was sister, he didn't need to register her. And after that came another cousin of ours, and then after that came a nephew of ours, or his.
Is the property currently being rented?
Yes, but that's when he tried to come and register, he was late, and he was noticed that. And also we had some water problem, I think, water work problems, so that's why he had the,
Chris, did you say there was an affidavit signed when?
2007. This is 2014, so 7 years ago.
So the question is, in 2013, it was rented for money.
yes.
2012...
Not really, well, because.
Pardon me?
Well, it's just rented to pay the house. He doesn't own the house yet.
Is this a land contract? Do you have a land contract?
Tiene un derrentado, que no me está rentando la casa para que se pague.
¿Cómo que?
Un contrato de rentario.
No, no, pues más.
No, pero necesito un contrato de rentario, ¿sabía?
No, no sé.
No.
Who lives there now?
Y tu visión.
A guy, Eduviges,
A guy?
well, family.
And does he pay rent?
Yes, he
Okay,
does.
then they gotta register.
Well, that's what we did, but
For 14 only, Chris?
Well, for every year that there was a guy living there paying rent, yes. So if it was 14, 13, 12, whenever somebody was there paying rent, he's gotta register.
well, he tried, but they told him because
Let's
it
go
was
back,
family,
let's
he
go back
needed
to
to.
07.
Okay.
Your father signed an affidavit that said family members were living there.
He has
Let me,
the,
can I finish? Because you're gonna miss
Sorry.
that part. In 07, you signed an affidavit that said family members were living there, but you were not collecting rent. That's what the affidavit states, that's what it's for.
Dice que cuando firmó uno, dice que llenó que estaba rentando la renta, pues que no estaba colectando dinero.
No, yo no, porque me van pagando el puro pago de la casa.
No, because,
What?
well, he's renting the house, but it's paying the house itself.
That's-
It's just the mortgage, the house is paying it.
I understand that, but he's collecting money for it, I get that. But in 07, the affidavit that he signed said that there was a family member living there, that he was not collecting rent. Now, that's what that's whoever signed that under perjury, am I right, Chris?
Correct.
So when that was signed, they were saying, we agree that we're not collecting rent on this property because it's a family member. But if you were collecting rent, then you kind of lied. So we need to know from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, if you had people living there that were relatives and you were still collecting rent, then the affidavit is no good, and that's quite a bit of
When you mean collecting rent, is it,
Every month, he go to the house and they gave him some money. I don't care if he wants to pay the mortgage, he's still collecting money.
oh, okay, okay.
That's what,
Yeah, the mortgage has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
He has a tenant in the house that's paying monthly rent. It has to be registered as a rental.
every year.
Every year.
That affidavit that was signed back in 07 said that you were not collecting rent because it was a family member. So since 07, has there been family members there the whole time? Or was
Yes,
it some-
yeah,
So for 7 years, there's been a family member living there.
yeah,
But you've been collecting money for that.
right.
So that's the problem.
Okay, sí. Dice que cuando vino a registrarlo como familia, usted recibía el dinero. Ellos no importa si lo pagaba el mortgage o no, que usted recibía el dinero. So, en vez de registrarlo como familia, hubiera registrado como rentarios.
No sé. No sé.
Yeah, we weren't aware of that.
Okay, well, somebody signed that affidavit 7 years ago, and somebody was aware of it. That's the problem. The way the affidavit states, somebody said, yes, somebody's living here, but we're not collecting any money for it.
Obviously, yeah.
I get that. So, I'm not a math genius, so I can't go back 7 years and figure out what the fees were.
I'm working on it.
Oh, you're working on it?
Yep.
And 1.5, Chris. Late.
It's gonna be windfall, Jim.
The ordinance changed in 2010,
Okay.
so up until then it was 10. 320?
Is it one unit?
Yeah.
It would be $340 just on the rentals and the registration fees. And then if you want to assess the late fee, that'd be on top of it.
I make a motion that we fine them the $340 for numerous yearly rental fees plus the $500 fine, which would be $840.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. So $840 brings you up to speed, but you have to register every year there's a tenant in the house.
Can we register right now downstairs?
Pardon me?
After the meeting, you can.
Okay.
Thank you. Item C, rental registration hearing on property located at 5633 Claude Avenue, and 16.
Okay.
Bring it up next.
1609, 177th place. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, so I was looking for a reminder, and I had it on my calendar, my job at BP. I got laid off of that job, and I lost the reminder, and the notice came in the mail on the 17th, so I ran over here, but it was already late, so...
Yes, Mr. President, I have heard this from several other people. The issue is that it was mailed in the water bill, and many people received the water bill as it comes every other month, received it after the deadline.
Yeah.
And this is not the first time I've heard this. This is about the 15th individual.
With the water bill?
The
Yeah.
notice goes with the water bill, and if you got your water bill in April, you got it after the deadline. If you got your bill in March, then you're fine.
That's
understand.
I gotta-
Make a motion that we waive the late fees on both places for the $80 unit.
Okay, thank you.
30 days. Thank you.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you, sir.
Yep, as soon as the meeting's over,
This was
just go
supposed to be on the list
gonna give
for
you
rental
a-
registrations, and for some reason it didn't get on here. This is 7236 through 44 Kennedy Avenue. Do you have paperwork on that one, Chris?
No, I don't.
This is the woman that was coming here and fell down.
Oh, okay.
She's gone to the hospital.
She fell down the stairs, so we at least need this.
Her daughter explained what the situation was, that her husband passed away,
Oh.
and he was the one that always took care of all the paperwork. She's an elderly woman. She's in a wheelchair now. I don't know if it was because of the fall.
Well, the board can approve, how'd you get up the stairs?
I think there's only one.
Oh,
Still coming up the stairs, and then I took her downstairs in the wheelchair.
the board can always grant the appeal based on the evidence that's been presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Thank you. Back on the agenda, item U, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearing.
Do we have a lot in like June, July?
Do you want 326?
You know what, and I'm gonna be out,
Then that would be the perfect day to have them. For you.
push it into July.
Okay, that's fine.
July 10th?
Whatever the board's pleasure is fine.
That's my motion.
Motion? Second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Agreement to rehab property located at 6132 Harrison Avenue.
Mr. President, this is a property that was on the demolition list, and there has been a rehabilitation agreement. I would ask that the board approve it.
So moved.
Motion? Second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item W, specific finding of fact and decision submitted for approval.
Item W?
Item W.
Stick to one or the other one?
Mixed in the top.
You got W?
Yeah, he's got W.
Chris, 4246 Torrance?
Yes, Mr. President, I would just ask the board approve it, granting the appeal.
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
Second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item X, correspondence received from Mr. Fred Baranowski requesting a rental registration hearing set on June 5th, 2014 be continued.
We could use July 10th?
July 10th.
Motion? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item Y, change of route for Leon's Triathlon submitted for approval.
Yeah, Leon's is gonna have to change the route because Sheffield Avenue has been excavated for the reconstruction, so they're gonna utilize a section of Calumet Avenue, and they're gonna be running on the trail within the park. This is just a minor detail, it's just for board information. I think he's gonna have another problem because this is excavated up here right by Indianapolis Boulevard in preparation of building that section.
Fill it with water, make it one of those mud courts. That'd be fun.
Who's dealing with Leon?
It's actually going through the Port Authority, and the compensation for the emergency responders has already been agreed upon at the Port Authority.
So should we approve this or send it back to
Well,
Ryland?
the rates
We
we
can approve
again.
the route change because the original route was approved through this board.
Gotcha.
Because they're utilizing public streets. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve the route change.
So moved.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item Z, correspondence received from Comer's Children's Hospital requesting the 3100 block Kenwood Street be kept passable for emergency service vehicles, especially in inclement weather, as there is a medically fragile child living on this block.
I wonder why they requested it. I don't think we have a road project. Let's submit a copy of this to the police radio room so that they know about it, and also to engineering to make sure we don't have a construction project coming up.
Motion? Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item AA, correspondence received from Mr. Michael Swiger requesting permission to hold a block party on the 6700 block of Huron Avenue, July 12, 2014.
Make a motion that we approve Mr. Schweiger's request.
Did it go through the police department?
I'll make a motion, I rescind my motion and make a motion that we send it to Chief Doty.
Motion?
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Item BD, correspondence received from the Munster Garden Club requesting permission to place signs advertising their 8th annual garden walk.
Where are they gonna put the signs?
Strategic corners in Hammond.
We don't let anybody put signs on the right of way.
The problem is, without having time to look at this, I don't want them blocking the view of any intersections. So I think we should deny this. That's my motion.
There's a motion?
Second.
Second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item CC, garage sale permit submitted for approval.
Oh, Mr. President, there is actually one that's just kind of turned out, this really should be under doing unfinished business, but I do have one more to add to the pile. How about that?
Okay, we have two added to the pile. Make a motion that we approve all of them.
Motion and second, all those in favor? Ayes have it. Item DD, engineering agreement with American Structure Point Inc. for the Alexander Avenue from Martha Street to 167th Street project.
This is in, I think, the 5th district.
67.
Could be. I think the dollar amount on this was about $21,000. For some reason, I can't find it.
Did it come from you?
Huh? It came from engineering, it came down, it went to us first. The contract amount is $21,700. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve it.
The motion? All in favor? Ayes have it. Ayes have it. Item 6, matters from board members. Item 7, matters from other department heads or the representatives. Item 8, new business. Item 9, old business. Meeting is now open to the public. Yes, sir.
Please step up to the microphone and state your name for the record.
My name is William Targus.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I've been living at 7331 Jackson for 18 years. My mother and father own the property. I pay them the mortgage fee every month. I've never needed a rental registration before because I'm the son, I guess. And this year, times are tough. I'm having a hard time making a mortgage and the utilities, everything else. It's me, my son, and our dog living there. And I went to the township for assistance, and they told me they couldn't help me unless it was registered. And I told them I never needed it before, the rental registration. He said, well, we can't help you until you get it. Either you get a rental registration or you get something from Public Works Board saying we don't need it. And that's it. That's what.
I mean, this is an identical situation to the other property where we have the owner of the property who is renting it for money to a relative.
She's not renting it for money.
There's money exchanging hands, as opposed to I just have an extra house and I let a person live there. So they're gonna have to register for 2014. How long have you been living there?
18 years. We can't afford them. They're on a fixed income. They don't make a dime. It's just I had bad credit.
Understand, sir. So,
You pay the mortgage, but every year.
Yes. And they told me before,
And you pay the taxes?
no. Oh yeah, I paid all. I paid all.
but the title is in your mother's name?
Yes, I had bad credit and my ex-wife was pregnant, so they put it in their name.
This is a family member?
Right, but this is an identical situation to the other.
No, it isn't. I was told before, I called Hammond City Hall, and he said, well, I'm a relative, you don't need it.
Yeah, but maybe you didn't explain the whole situation.
Yes, I did,
We're
sir.
paying all the expenses for the building.
I pay everything.
Same as rent.
I pay everything. I pay all the utilities, and I just wanted assistance.
Do you have a lease with your mother?
No.
No, so he's paying, paying expenses.
She's here right now. This is my mother.
I mean, in a normal lease situation, I give you $1,000 a month, and then you take that money and you pay the rent and taxes. Here, he's just paying the rent and taxes, so it's the exact same situation. But it's, like I said, we just previously ruled on a case.
It was just, I had bad credit, so they just put it in their name.
I think this is a hardship case, obviously.
No, that's fine. The board can do whatever it wants. It just, the board had previously ruled that on one case, an identical situation. I just wanted to make sure we were consistent.
But they said their family member wasn't living there no more.
You went to the township for aid, and they said that they can't help you.
Exactly.
Because you're, what's their exact wording?
I have to get either registered, have my mother register the property, or I get a clearance letter from you guys saying,
The township provides rental assistance. They pay your landlord money for your rent. Right.
I've done it one time years ago, and they never required it being registered.
Well, sir, here, if you're applying to the township for rental assistance,
Yes.
you should do a lease with your mother. Okay?
If it's gonna cause them problems, I ain't
No, it's
worried.
not gonna cause a problem.
Okay.
But it's gonna cost you $80 a year,
Okay,
okay? And that resolves the problem. And that will allow you to pursue township for
okay.
rental assistance.
So it'd be $80, I'd have to keep doing it forever.
Starting with 14,
Forever, though, I'd have to keep doing it.
Unless you moved out or
Okay.
bought the house
Unless you
from
become
her.
the owner of the house.
I mean, if she signed the house over to you, that's a whole different
Yeah,
thing.
different
You own the house,
story.
Yeah, no, I got bad credit, and I don't wanna mess their credit up, or,
then do the lease agreement with your mother, and that will satisfy the township, and go from there.
And we're gonna waive all the penalties, we're gonna waive all the previous ones, we're only gonna make you pay this one.
But it's not a hearing, it's just a.
Can we do that?
Well, we could, because it's just new business.
Alright, so you need to get the lease agreement from your mother. Downstairs in the building department, they have the rental registration. So it'll be $80 for 14, and then every year, you have to come back before April 15th, Chris?
Correct.
To register it every year at $80 a unit.
April 15th.
That fair enough?
Yes, sir,
What's the
thank you.
address, sir?
7331 Jackson.
What's the last name?
Targus, T like,
Your mother's last name?
yes,
Target.
T-A-R-G-O, T like in Tom, A-R, G like in golf, O-S. T-A-R-G-O-S. William.
Contingent upon you getting the lease from your mother and registering the house for 2014.
So then you take the lease down to the building department, and then you can get the rental registration.
Correct. You'll need a copy of the appeal order though from Lynn to this after the deadline.
I think that's your solution.
That's
Okay.
the best solution.
I didn't have no idea what to do.
That's what you gotta do.
So,
Well, since in order to apply for rental assistance, you have to show it's a rental.
no, understand. You wanna,
That's my motion.
there's a motion and a second? All those in favor? Ayes have it. That's your best course of action.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Do I get paperwork or something from it?
Nope.
Okay.
Not until you come back with all the.
Come back with the lease, and then go to the building department downstairs.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else from the public? Yes, sir.
Yeah, my rental,
Can you state your name?
Sudak, Michael. I completely forgot about that rental, registration.
Are you supposed to be here today?
No, but, Mr. Golick told me to get over, he asked me to come here.
Your address, sir? The address of the property?
208 Brunswick.
So have you gotten a notice of violation?
No, I
in the mail Or
didn't.
anything?
No, I didn't get no notice to pay the registration or nothing. I just seen their flyer what the mayor sends out with the water bill, and I said, oh my God.
That was the notice this year. They put it on, they put right.
Okay, late.
That was one of the ones that was supposed to be timely, but it came out late. because
Correct,
of the
because
water.
every, people get their water bill every other month, so their month was April, it came after the deadline.
Lindsay, you have a blue sheet?
The month was March, they got it on time.
What's spell your first name?
The first name?
Yeah.
Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L,
Okay, last name, spell that.
S-U-D-A-C,
That's you?
S-U-D-A-C,
See, okay. And the address to what?
208 Brunswick.
Volleyball.
So it's only a one unit?
Yes, one unit, but there's up and down. Well, there's two units, but
How many?
one house.
Do you live in one of the units?
Yes,
You live in one unit and somebody rents from you?
yes.
Okay, has it ever been inspected before, or you've never failed to register before?
Well, I registered before.
Make a motion that we waive the late fee, and you must charge, you're only renting one unit,
Yes, that's right.
at $80 per unit for 2014.
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor? Ayes have it. Sir, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public want to address the board? Item 11.
Motion adjourned.
Motion and second. All those in favor?